The Truthear Hexa has been the sub 100 benchmark for almost 2 years. It's flat, it's clean, and predictable. But this new Truthear Pure, it's not the Hexa 2.0. And after testing both of these IEMs side by side, we're going to find out if the Pure replaces the Hexa and which one of these IEMs actually deserves your money in 2025. But before we get into how these two actually sound, let's talk about something Truthear didn't change, and that is the shells. So both the Hexa and the Pure have the same geometric body and the same opaque resin, and they sit in my ear almost identically. You're also getting the same ear tip set. You're getting two wide bore silicone tips and two narrow bore silicone tips and a pair of memory foam tips. So the comfort really isn't a deciding factor here. The real difference is the aesthetics. So looking at the faceplate, you'll notice while the Hexa has the same geometric look, it's flat and matte with the Truthear on the front with the screw. And what differs with the Pure is it has these serrated lines on them. With Truthear is a little the font is a little more bolder. And that's pretty much it. The Pure comes with a noticeably more premium cable though, while the Hexa is still using the older Truthear cable, the same one that came packaged with the here I got them right here. It's the same cable that comes packaged with the Truthear Zero Red, Zero Blue. It's the same. It's okay. It's adequate. I don't like it. In my opinion, I think I'll just sell these shells to somebody and but keep that cable because this cable is a lot better quality than the one that came with the Hexa. Now, if you want a deeper breakdown on that, you can check out my full Hexa review. But for now, just know this. The build and the fit don't separate these. The tuning does. And that's where things get interesting. So let's go ahead and get into it. So, all right. Now, this is where the Hexa and the Pure finally split paths. Choose James Blake's song Limit to Your Love to talk about the bass. Now, this track tells you right off the bat everything you need to know about how each of these handles the low end. On the Hexa, the bass is controlled and measured. That opening sub bass swell in the song hits, but it never blooms or lingers. You feel the shape of the bass more than the weight of it. It sounds clear, it's disciplined, and it's very intentional. Almost like it's saying, I'll give you exactly what's there and nothing extra. Now you switch to the Pure on the other hand, and that same bass line feels fuller and more physical. There's more body behind each note, more pressure in the room. It stays tight, but it feels less restrained like it does on the Hexa, like the bass is allowed to breathe instead of being kept on a leash. The bass on neither of these sets is sloppy. The difference is the attitude. The Hexa is the reserved and precise bass, while the Pure is grounded and satisfying. Now moving on to the mid-range, Sam Cooke change is going to come. Now this is where the personality split becomes really obvious between these two sets. Now on the Hexa, Sam Cooke's voice sounds dead center. It's clean and exposed. You hear the texture in his vocals. You can hear the breath control, that slight rasp, but there's no added warmth. It doesn't romanticize the song at all. It presents it honestly, and if that honesty feels a little, that can feel a little emotionally distant. Switch to the Pure, it pulls Sam's voice slightly closer to you. There's more chest in the vocals, there's more weight in the vocals behind the phrasing. It sounds more human, it sounds more lived in. It's not colored in a way that hides detail, just, less clinical. So if you care about accuracy when it comes to the mid range, the Hexa nails it. If you care about connection, then the Pure leans your way. Next, we're going to talk about the treble. I'm going to use Billie Jean by Michael Jackson. You ask a lot of people, they'll tell you like that song is kind of has a bright sound to it. So this track exposes treble tuning instantly, especially on the hi-hats and the finger snap. The Hexa keeps everything crisp and clean. The treble is articulate, well defined, and very controlled. Nothing will jump out at you. but nothing is missing either. It's the kind of treble that lets you listen for hours without any fatigue, especially if you're sensitive up top. The Pure, on the other hand, adds a touch more shimmer. Those hi-hat sparkles just a bit longer. There's more air around the top end, which makes the track feel more alive, but without crossing into the sharpness. Now, the Hexa, it plays it safe and refined. The Pure adds energy without getting reckless. And then lastly, I want to talk about the soundstage and the imaging between these two sets, and I'm going to use Hotel California Live from the Eagles from the MTV, what was it, MTV Unplugged album. This is where both of these IEMs flex their muscles in just in different ways. The Hexa, it lays the stage out cleanly and logically. Each instrument has a defined position, and it's easy to track where sounds are coming from. It feels organized, almost studio monitor like. You're listening into the mix. The Pure opens things up a bit more. The crowd ambience feels larger, the space between the instruments feels wider, and the presentation feels less boxed in. You're not just hearing placement, you're filling the room. Soundstage imaging, the Hexa is all about precision and separation, and the Pure is all about space and immersion. So, big picture, neither one of these sets is better in a vacuum. The Hexa is disciplined, it's honest, and it's technically composed. The Pure is fuller, it's more engaging, and it's more emotionally expressive. And that difference isn't subtle. It's the entire point of this comparison. And next, we're going to break down who each of these is actually for, because once you understand that, the choice becomes very clear. But before we wrap this up, let's talk about power, because this is one of those questions that comes up every single time with hybrid IEMs. Now, I tested both the Hexa and the Pure across sources that I actually use, such as the EFI Audio Hip DAC. I love this thing. And the J Cali JM12 USB DAC, and the Rhodium by Periodic Audio. Two good DACs. This one's $40, and this one, I think I got it for less than $20. So here's the short answer first. Neither one of these IEMs need power to sound good. You're using something like the J12 or the Rhodium DAC, it doesn't suddenly unlock these. It just cleans up the edges a bit. You get slightly tighter control and a little more headroom and a touch more separation, but it's nothing dramatic. Now, the hip DAC gives you the most notable change, mainly in terms of the drive confidence, not volume. It's all about control. So the bass lines feel a bit more planted and transients hit with more authority, especially on the Pure. But again, this is all about refinement. It's not about necessity. So here's the key takeaway for most people watching this video. You don't need to buy a DAC to enjoy either one of these sets. And you definitely don't need a powerful one. The Truthear tuned both the Hexa and the Pure to be easy to live with. They don't demand a stack, they don't punish you for using a dongle, and they don't scale in a way that pressures you into spending more money. Now, if you're listening off a phone, a tablet, a laptop, or a basic USB dongle like these, you're already getting what these IEMs were designed to deliver. Anything beyond that is refinement, not necessity. So power shouldn't be the deciding factor here, which brings us to the part that actually matters. Who should buy the Hexa and who should buy the Pure? So when it comes to which one you should buy, this isn't about better or worse. It's about roles. The Truthear Hexa is the neutral technical control benchmark. The Hexa didn't become a benchmark by accident. Now, why it earned this reputation is because it has extremely low distortion for the price. It's flat. It has disciplined mids that don't hide problems, and it has clean transient behavior for a hybrid system. What you actually use it for is checking the mid-range accuracy, verifying tonal balance, catching bass bleed or recessed vocals in a mix. The Hexa, it does not flatter. It tells the truth, whether you like to hear it or not. So the Hexa's role is it is a neutral technical baseline. If you want to understand what's happening in the mix, not what's being enhanced or being smoothed over, the Hexa is still one of the cleanest reference points under $100. And to be clear, the Hexa is my personal pick. And it's not because it's the most fun, but because it's honest and reliable and consistent. And that makes it incredibly valuable over time. And that's why I haven't gotten rid of it. Now, the Truthear Pure, on the other hand, is not here to replace the Hexa. Not at all. It exists for a very different listener. This is Truthear acknowledging something important. Not everybody wants to live in reference mode. The Pure steps away from any strict discipline and leans into a more engaging, expressive presentation without losing control or turning into a sloppy tuning. It's not trying to be analytical, it's trying to be enjoyable. So, who the Pure is for is people who want energy without chaos, people who find the Hexa to be a little too flat, people who value clarity but they want emotion to lead. Now, the Pure was designed for enjoying your music, not evaluating it. So that said, now with that said, and this matters, if you already own the Truthear Zero Red, here's the honest truth. The differences between the Pure and the Red are real small. The Pure has a slightly higher sub bass shelf, just a few dB more weight down low, and it also has smoother upper treble roll off, which makes it feel a touch less sharp up top. Now, the Zero Red, by comparison, it will sound more tighter and more constrained and a little more controlled. And matter of fact, so no, this is not a night and day upgrade. I want you to think of it like this. The Zero Red is a reliable multi-tool, while the Pure is the same tool with a better grip and a cleaner finish. So if you own both, it is mostly redundant. And that's why the Pure, it is a nice addition, but it's not a must buy. So if you already have the Zero Red in your collection, so it's a good addition to the lineup, but I don't see it as a necessary upgrade because these both share this kind of the same tuning. So long story short, think of these two IEMs as two different tools in the same toolbox. If you want a neutral reference and something that keeps your ears honest, your expectations grounded, and your judgments accurate, the Truthear Hexa is the tool you reach for. It doesn't flatter, it doesn't smooth things over, it tells you exactly what's there. And that's why it's still my personal pick. Now, if you want something more immersive, more expressive, and easier to enjoy across everyday music, then the Truthear Pure is built for that job. It is not, I repeat, it is not here to replace the Hexa. It's here to give you a different way to listen to music. So there are no winners or losers here. There's two tools designed for two different uses. The Hexa is a reference instrument, precise, disciplined, dependable. The Pure is an experience, engaging, musical, and inviting. No, and once you know what you're trying to do with your music and the right choice becomes obvious. And that's what this comparison was really about. Now, if this video helped you make an informed decision, consider subscribing and click the bell icon. And this channel is all about cutting through all the hype and listening with intent and helping you buy once instead of buying twice. And with that being said, enjoy your life, enjoy your sound, and I'll see you in the next video.